Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mama Issues. I am Mama Shelly.
And I'm Shani.
Hey everyone, I'm Charmaine, and today we're going to talk about Don't Judge My Journey.
Motherhood isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. And we want to help you find your own path to purpose and promise.
So, let's get into it. Where do y'all feel like, I'll start with you. No, I want to start with Shani. Where do you feel like you first lost yourself on your journey?
I lost myself when I stopped having a father. I did. When my fairy tale life was no longer what I imagined that it would be in the long run, and once I realized that life is never certain, and I really thought that I would forever have a house, a family, sisters, just relationship. I thought that relationships would be love all the time. Like, when I don't want to just say love, but I thought it would be, oh, I'm happy walking around. But that's not what it is. And once I started realizing that life can life, I lost my journey. So that was probably around like 8 years old when Chelsea was born. When I noticed that I wasn't
The baby
one.
no more.
Yeah, a little jealous, So once I realized that I wasn't it, 8 years old, my first birthday party with my SpongeBob cake, and realized, oh, it's another one coming. And then after that one came, then another one came. And then another one
Another
came.
one with a
Yeah,
sister?
another one. So yeah.
A sister?
Yeah. Oh yeah, a sister. Let me put a name on it.
Three
after
sisters.
after my parents started having children back to back, that's
back.
what really opened my eyes, because the arguments came.
But like as a mother, what have you ever felt like you lost yourself on your journey?
Me as a mom?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. I always lose myself. But it's, when do I find myself? So I have to, going back to loneliness, I have to make sure I find time to be alone so I don't lose myself in my journey. And yeah.
Okay.
But what was, like, I hear what you're saying, but I also hear what you're not saying.
Okay.
Because I feel like you have a protective code there.
I do. Help me out.
So losing yourself, what does that feel like? Judging your journey, feeling judged. Take me through some of your life, because you haven't always shared with me, and we've already established you all haven't felt comfortable, and maybe I haven't made it safe for you because I was so busy raising you
Yeah.
that I haven't. And then the examples. So share with me, or somebody who may be listening or watching who may need to know.
Being lost, as if you were at an amusement park and nobody ever notices anybody. We are just focused on the ride and where are we going next. So it feels like when you're walking around and there's everyone around, but there's no one around, because you don't know anybody around you. So a lot of the times I kept losing myself because I kept finding myself in a place of, I really don't know who I'm around, but I know you. So I continuously lost myself because I kept being around people that didn't know themselves. So I lost my journey. So I'm just now going.
You lost yourself.
Yeah, I lost
way.
myself on the way because I'm being with people that don't know themselves. And that didn't help me.
Yeah.
That only crippled me. So I continuously kept hanging around, because, let me stop there. Naturally, I'm a person that loves to give. Not financially, but advice.
Make it clear.
Clean and cut.
Give advice.
Yeah, not financially.
You brought that very clear.
I love to give advice. I do not like seeing anyone down. And that's really because that's who I was. So I'm constantly finding myself pouring and pouring into people and never pouring into myself. So I lose myself on the way, making other people happy. And something that my husband told me, and it woke me up on my journey, he said, you have an issue with loving to take care of everybody. And I said, oh, wow, I do.
I agree.
I do. So let's talk about that.
Because I agree with your husband, Dijon, because even when we was growing up, you used to. No, but I mean, it's in a good way. It's in a good way, but you really need to really scale it. You know what I'm saying? Like, balance it. That's what I mean. So, because when we were younger, you used to always snitch right here.
Okay, tell me.
And very much.
Because
it's called truth.
But I get it because yourself, you were saying, without saying it, you were like, I don't want you, sister, to get in trouble every time I would go out with my friends and everything and do what we did.
Why you looking
and
at
what
me
you
with the
do?
side
What
eye?
you was doing? Say
Being
it now,
grown.
girl.
Tell the story. Tell the story.
Okay, so one time.
Truth or dare?
There's a lot of one times.
Right.
Truth or dare? Truth or dare?
Truth or tell.
Let's tell.
Me and my friends was doing something we ain't had no business
I don't know what the
doing.
something was.
The something was.
All right, Mama Shelley. Come on.
I mean, you grown now.
I am, and it's not the point of being you. It's not the point of you. It's the point of them. So we were, a lot of times we were inviting people over. Boy.
Wait. What?
Okay, let's get to the point. We was inviting
Right.
boys over.
Who was?
Or we?
Wait a minute.
I mean, at one point I did, birds of a feather flock together. So
No. Hold up.
Yes,
You-
and this
wait,
one
wait,
right
wait.
here, Charmaine, you ain't supposed to be having them over. Charmaine,
Wait a minute. How old were you first?
You
of
were
all?
at work.
I don't even
first
know
of
how
all.
old I was.
We can do a
You-
retroactive whooping now.
You at work. And we would have them come over, and I'm pretty
No,
sure.
we got an environmental whooping, so don't even worry about that.
We did.
Because
Won't
we
do
didn't
it.
get over.
Okay. So what happened?
But we would just have them
Jesus.
come over. The people in the neighborhood. Hey, of course it was. I don't want to say names, but
Yeah, don't say names.
friends and play cousins and all them as
Mhm.
girls.
I think
We was all girls having fun, and
Just having a
nothing
little fun.
explicit.
You don't like Papa.
Let me make that clear. Nothing explicit, but it was just we was all chilling in the living room and everything, and then we would go to the room and chill too.
In my
But-
living room,
Yo,
Yep.
living
all
room.
white furniture.
Your living
No,
room.
it was on the leather
Sister
couch.
so-and-so.
No,
Oh, okay.
no. It was in the
Living
family
room?
room.
Oh, the
not
family room.
not the living room, because you know how you about that living room.
Yeah. All right, I'm sorry. Do
But
tell.
yes, so we would be in the living room, or and then certain people that would come over.
Oh.
Yeah,
Mhm.
one of the ones that I was in a relationship at that time. He would come over and Shani would be like, I really don't like him. I'm about to call your mama. That was her. That was her all day. But that's why I tied into you always trying to, make sure that you take care of somebody in that way. Y'all be talking about me, but Shani.
See, but that is a part of my journey, though, because I didn't know such at a young age that I could feel when the spirit is in the room.
And you
so
always
I
been
never
on point with that, though.
I am
You
though,
definitely on
like
point with that.
whoop. So knowing that kind of frustrated our relationship too, because I
Yeah.
don't think Charmaine understood how spiritually I was connected with God at such a young age, and I could sense right off the bat they're not good for us.
Yes.
Us. They're not good for us.
Right.
So it was like a lot of moments was like, you can't sit with us. But she did, a lot of times I did judge her journey,
Mm-hmm.
You did.
and I didn't let her grow. And that was only because I
But
didn't know
I-
I was as mature as I was in those
Yeah.
moments.
Yeah, I'm grateful for that though, because I was doing stuff that I shouldn't have. I ain't have no business. I remember
You
one
keep
time.
saying, oh, okay.
I remember
I'm
one
waiting on
time
that.
I got. Can I say hi?
Yes.
I got influenced. That's
No.
what it was.
Charmaine, you got
Talking
high.
about
I got it under the influence. I was under the
of.
marijuana.
Oh,
Of
okay.
course.
Don't try
Nothing
to sauce it up.
else.
She's trying to put
Nothing
sauce
else.
on it.
And Shani, let me tell you, and Shani told me, and Shani was like, "This is where I appreciate your honesty and your, your motherhood because you was like, look at you looking dumb." I was like, but of course, I appreciate that now because it's like, girl, you doing stuff that that's not even who you are. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Come on and reel it in because you need to leave that stuff alone because that's really not who you are. But I appreciate the judgment. Sometimes we feel like, hey, why are you judging me? But that judgment is what can build us. But don't, dwell on that judgment. Pick something out of it because I remember one time I felt like I was being judged as a mother because I'm a new mother. I ain't really have nothing. I came from being homeless, and when I experienced that, somebody came to me and they was like, "What are you doing with your life?" And this is somebody that I really, I thought highly of. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "What are you doing with your life? You just sitting here and being a mother. Like there's more to you." And I felt like, dang, why are you judging me? I'm young. I'm still trying to figure out who I am. I'm trying to grasp on to life. And you sitting here telling me what I think I should know, but then no, I took that and I was like, okay. Later on, of course, I was like, dang, he's right. It is more to me than just being a mother and figuring out stuff. That it is more to you. So what do you feel about judgment?
Ooh. Don't judge my journey. Going back to, like, Shani and I, we can relate on a lot of things.
Oh, Jesus.
You may look like your daddy, but
Yeah.
you're my child. Just the teenage motherhood and listening to you all, there was a generational absence of motherhood, which is why I know God gave us this ministry, this calling. You don't know what you don't know. I keep saying that, that's my theme. But that's the judgment of it all. And it can be damaging too if it's said at the wrong time.
Yes.
It depends on your level of maturity also.
That is true.
And so if it's said at the wrong time, if we're not in that moment, then it can be damaging. But my journey, I felt judged. And I think I was judging myself.
What part of your journey did you feel judged? Or the whole thing?
I was getting right to that.
Okay.
Becoming a young mom, because I always excelled in high school. And like you were saying, you had mentioned before, Shani, you feel like, or was it you, Charmaine? I can't remember. I get all y'all mixed up.
Of course.
I felt like being a mother at such a young age, I felt like I disappointed, my dad. Because almost every day he would come into my room and say, okay, don't you go out there and get yourself in trouble. But because his generation didn't talk about the sex talk, I knew what that meant.
Yeah.
But the moment I had a burst of freedom, I got pregnant because I didn't know what that emotion felt like.
Yep.
To have that, that feeling of a relationship.
Yeah.
The touch of another man. Like, I didn't understand all of that.
Yep.
But we're still human. And so having a child so young, and then my thing was, well, I don't want to talk about that because I don't. It's my baby, my oldest child. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, I felt embarrassed about that. Not of her, but of me more so.
Yeah.
Because I made always on the honor roll, expected to excel in college. So my whole life was put on pause.
Yeah.
What you all may not know is that during those moments, all I knew was to go to work. I didn't know that there was assistance you could get. I had no clue because my father was a working man. He always worked. And so we had cash. He didn't believe in debt. That generation did not believe in debt, credit cards, or
financial.
nothing.
I'm telling you, that was passed down.
But yeah, that's a good thing. That was passed down from generation to generation. Not knowing that piece, but I felt so ashamed. I felt like I disappointed.
Yeah.
And I sense maybe Shani, I don't want to talk for you, but I sense like that's what you were experiencing too.
Oh, it's not a sense. It's very much there.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why I was mentioning to y'all that you don't feel like you let people down.
But that was part of it,
Yeah.
And realizing that, people think, oh, you're so smart because that's what I was good at. And that's the last thing that my mom helped me with. both of them, our entire family, that was a good thing that was passed on. But my mom passed that on to me. Get your education. My dad, get your education. But not knowing my journey, and I feel like right now I'm being transparent. I feel like I'm avoiding it. Like even in this moment,
and you very much are.
Even in this moment, I feel like I'm trying to like protect myself.
You are. We all are.
Not feeling understood. Like I literally had no one. You all had each other. I had no one. One time my mom, she literally left us. Because of what she was going through physically and emotionally. I get it now, but what it left in me. She got tired, I know now, of my dad's physical abuse, that she just left.
Like the house. Like
she left.
Girl,
like,
she left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I don't know if you all recall, but I remember I felt like I was being attacked from you all. I felt like you all were judging me and didn't really understand. But I didn't know how to communicate or articulate an emotion that I didn't understand.
Yeah.
And so I felt like you were judging me in that moment, not knowing that, hey, she came from a broken home. Her mom literally left her. Before
also,
she died.
Let me defend us. I got you, girl.
No.
Hold on. No, like the reason why I can say that we judged you or I judged you. You can correct me if I am wrong, but it was a lot of the times because you never opened up to us. You never told us your story. Like we really wanted to know our mom, and you never gave us that.
So
you always protected your image.
Yes, and the thing is what I was gonna say is that we need to stop that because experience really, when you have lack of experience with judgment, that's when you judge somebody because you've never been in that shoe.
Right.
So how you gonna judge me? You ain't never felt homeless. You ain't never felt a mom without a mom. I mean, a child without a mom. You get what I'm saying? But that's why I am now careful with that because it's like, dang, I did judge you. I judged you because it was like
real bad.
I didn't realize I have 3 kids. I didn't realize how it would be with 3 extra kids by yourself. And you got to go to school. And one of your kids is acting a donkey. Okay?
For real.
Right.
Who might that child be?
I don't even know. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying? I did judge you, and I do apologize for that openly. I apologize for that because now that I have a little bit of experience on being a mother, then now I can tell, I should be in your shoes.
Yeah.
Before I try to judge you.
Yeah. But I really appreciate that.
I apologize too, girl.
Since you doing it, might as well.
Right. All right. Throw it out there.
Okay. That's Shanny Granny.
Sorry.
That's Shanny Granny. Yeah. How do you tell a story when you're so wounded?
That's true.
How do you share when you're wounded? Just like you were sharing a while ago, and I was like, I feel like you're holding back. Mm-hmm. How do you share those moments without feeling like you're gonna crumble?
Just like as if you go to the hospital when it's an emergency. But you have to go to the hospital and you're scared. You're like, I don't want to go to the emergency room. But they have to fix you.
Yeah. So, but you can't grow beyond your level of exposure.
Yeah, you're right.
And so how can you judge when you haven't even been exposed? So all of us have the testimony of being homeless.
Yes,
when you're
very homeless.
And that's why I stayed. That's why I stayed with your dad so long. I stayed with him so long because I never wanted your lifestyle to be compromised. Because we did get to a point, making 6 figures, and I was at a point where I could give you. Mm-hmm. But like you said, you shared with me previously, hey, that's not what we needed. But I didn't want you to be compromised. Yeah. And another thing you said was protection. Mm-hmm. You thinking that my secrecy, it wasn't me being secretive. It was me protecting you.
Right.
Protecting you from the abuse.
Yeah. Yes.
Protecting you. And then I also felt like you were too young. And I didn't want you to have my burden. But guess what? it transcended and transferred anyway.
Yep.
Even when it's unsaid, it transfers
Mm-hmm.
because of the behavior.
Yep.
And one of you said something about energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yep.
you pass that on, whether you know it or not.
Me, I felt it every person
Yeah.
she hung out with.
And I also felt being in the church, and I love the Lord and I love corporate worship, but even being in the church, I felt judged because
Definitely.
people in the ministry, people who I looked up to spiritually, would make like snarky comments because we were so young with all of you
That's
kids.
what deterred me too. Yeah.
Yes.
And they would say, "Oh, here comes the football team or the basketball team," and they didn't realize.
Girl,
that really hurt
it's
me.
always a basketball. Why not a business, a corporation?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, it's know.
Yeah.
And I even know, like, we just goofy like that. We laugh, but I think that's what we do because we're still protecting ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't even know what emotion looked like. What did it feel like?
Mm-hmm.
What are tears? When my dad died 4 years ago, that broke me. And then I was able to talk about I was able to really get therapy and start dealing with my mom because when she passed away, thank you. I felt like the dam broke of all the emotion that I couldn't even give you girls. That because I couldn't even give it to myself. I feel like that's when the dam broke because I didn't realize what emotion was. I knew I loved you. And my dad always showed me things. Always kept $200 or $300. I mean, that's a lot of money for somebody in elementary school.
right. I mean, what are you buying? What in the Doritos?
But thinking about how she left before she left. Like I said, she got tired of being abused physically and she left. And I understand that now as a woman, having gone through that, an abusive relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why you would want to leave. But I don't understand why you want to leave your children. So that's why I felt like you all judged me because I stayed. And I don't know if you recall, I used to always say, but you weren't mature enough to understand. I would always say, but I'm the one that stayed.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
So that's where that comes from.
And I appreciate you for saying, because and I see that now. Because the thing is my dad, he has not said happy birthday to me. You know what I'm saying? Those little things matter. And then when I look at you and I compared it to, because regardless, you're going to compare. You get what I'm saying? Your parents sometimes. But I see that you are the one that stayed. You get what I'm saying? You know when my birthday is, don't you?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
You know when it's Christmas, Thanksgiving. You know what I'm
Valentine's
saying? You
Day.
know when it's a regular day to say good morning. Hey, baby, how you doing? You get what I'm saying? And I had to realize that. I'm like, hold on. You are the one that has stayed, and I really appreciate that. From the bottom of my heart, I do. Because, like you said, I'm grown now, and I still do need my mother.
Yeah.
Yes. This is opening up something good.
It is. It really is.
It is.
But with that comment, it did break me a lot as a child because
What comment?
The comment of you always saying, "Well, I'm the mother that's always here. It was like a reminder constantly that I didn't have my dad every time you said it. So it kind of broke me every time you said it and you didn't realize it. Can I get some tissue? Like, dang, you see me crying.
On cue. Tissue on cue now.
I don't know if y'all want to handle it yourself because I like to handle it myself.
Anyway, it broke me a lot. I'm seriously crying. It broke me a lot though, because it was just a constant reminder every day that my dad's not here, and to know that we never knew when he was coming back or if he was coming back. So
Yes.
I feel like it also built up, if it felt like you were judging my journey in that moment, like you're not validating my feelings when you say things like that, like you don't care about me. But of course that's a child's mind. I understand now.
They never think you care.
But coming back to now, I do appreciate that you did say it, because it broke me in order to build me at the same time, and to realize who's really there for me.
And I never realized from that lens that was breaking you, and it was a constant reminder. And you were too young to even realize that was the process you were going through, to even communicate it. So we bottle up anger, we bottle up hurt, we bottle up pain in that process. But I really thank God for, it's God. I really thank God for these moments. And thank you for sharing.
Yes.
So it's time for the wrap up.
Yeah.
This is really good.
How to overcome.
Yeah, how to overcome
Your journey.
feeling judged by your journey.
Don't care. Don't care about anyone at all. What do you think, Charmaine? What you
I think that I want to end it in a prayer. A
Okay.
quick prayer, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
So, Lord, we thank you. We bless your name, God. In this moment, on our journey, God, we only need you, Lord. And to all the listeners, God, we come to you humbly and say we need you, Lord, on this journey. And we are a firm believer in our confidence, God, that he who began a good work shall complete this journey, God.
Amen.
Imperfect, God, we thank you. Imperfection, God, we thank you. In Jesus' mighty name.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen. Okay, now.
All right.
Watch out.
So thanks for tuning in to another episode of Mama Issues. So if you like this episode, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.